Hey guys, it's Geek here and welcome back to another top 10. In today's video I'm going to be doing the top 10 things that should be made into Funko Pops. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay guys, welcome back. So I know it has been a while since I've done a top 10 video, but a huge shout out to Tim Horn who did leave this comment of the top 10 things that should be pops. So yeah, I'm going to cover that in today's video, and I just thought it was a really cool idea. So if you guys want to be featured in a future top 10 video, just leave a comment on what you would like to see in the next video. But in today's video we're going to go over the top 10 things that need to be pops, and as always we will get into the honourable mentions now. Okay guys, so I'm quickly going to run through the honourable mentions. So the first one is a couple of movie moments that I just think I'm surprised haven't been made into pops yet. And the first one is the Iron Man versus Thanos in Infinity War. That's obviously such an epic scene, and I'm just surprised Funko haven't made that scene into pops yet. They've done so many Thanos pops, so many actually movie moments from that film, but they didn't actually do what I thought would have been the best movie moment. And the next one is Korg with Meek on the sofa throwing the pizza. Obviously you guys know I love Korg, and I'm surprised it actually isn't a Meek pop alone. So that's kind of annoying. Obviously they have the Korg holding Meek, but they don't actually do Meek justice and give him his own pop. So yeah, a movie moment of those two in Avengers Endgame, that would be awesome. And the next one is Among Us and Fall Guys pops. I just think would make a really cool collection. Just loads of them on a shelf would look really colourful and vibrant for a display, similar to my Rainbow Squad that I do have in the background. I just think they would make for an awesome collection. And I do have two more honourable mentions, and I've got 4 honourable mentions. It's just such a hard list to make. So the second to last one would be just some more directors that I think are deserved of some pops. Obviously we've got a few directors already, like Taika Waititi. We've now got the Russo brothers, which is absolutely awesome. And I just think George Lucas should definitely be there. I'm surprised he's not a pop already. Jon Favreau, obviously the pioneer for the MCU, pretty much, and basically he started the MCU and made it into this amazing thing it is today, and he's still doing stuff today, which is absolutely awesome. Obviously with The Mandalorian is his most recent thing that he's directed, so he's obviously deserved of a pop. And then Dave Filoni, very similar story to Jon Favreau, just in the Star Wars universe, doing all of the animated series like the Clone Wars and things. It's just absolutely awesome. And then you've got Kevin Feige and Joss Whedon, who I both think deserve a pop. Obviously Kevin Feige, now the CEO of Marvel, so yeah, he obviously deserves a pop at least, just on that front. And also the final honourable mentions would be a classic kids film, which a lot of you might not know of, and it is Robots. I did grow up with this film. It's quite an underrated film, I think. And yeah, I just think they would make really cool pops. I don't know why, I just do. So that is the honourable mentions, and let's get into the top 10 now. So coming in at number 10, we do have Small Soldiers. Similar story to Robots, but I just think this is a little bit better because they're already toys. I've seen this been requested from you guys a lot in similar things to this, like why hasn't this been made into pop on posts on Facebook. And yeah, this one comes up quite a bit, and I definitely agree with you guys. Small Soldiers should be made into pops. They would make it for an awesome collection because they're already toys, so it kind of works, but like Toy Story, they just make for a really awesome collection, and it's a great film as well. And coming in at number 9, we do have the Deadpool family, and obviously you've got Deadpool and you've got Lady Deadpool, but you don't have Dogpool, Kidpool and Headpool. Obviously you've got the Headpool with the Marvel Zombies Deadpool, but you don't have them as just their standard Headpool, and the stand obviously don't have a Kidpool and a Dogpool, so that would obviously be really cool. And then Deadpool movie accurate pops would be awesome. Obviously Funko have the licensing to make them now. Obviously they're doing some of the X-Men pops now. You've also got that Wade Wilson that came out fairly recently, and then you've got the Magneto and some of the new X-Men pops. So they have the licensing to be able to do the Deadpool movie pops now. So hopefully they'll do it for Deadpool 3, but I'm not sure they'll go back and do Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2. Just like the MCU with sort of like the Iron Man pops, they've got like Iron Man 3, but they don't have Iron Man 1 and 2. But they have been going back and doing a few of the older MCU films, so maybe they're going to go back and they could do Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2. And coming in at number 8, we do have celebrities. A celebrity line I think would be absolutely awesome. So obviously everyone has their sort of favourite few celebrities they like to follow, that they just like more than anyone else. So obviously Ryan Reynolds would be a massive one for me. Obviously he would go right into my Deadpool collection. I'd absolutely love that pop. And then I've got actors and sort of comedians. I love Simon Pegg as an actor, Leonardo DiCaprio, Johnny Depp. I just think, you know, they have characters, but they don't have, you know, one of them. Say if you love Johnny Depp for all of the films that he does, but you don't necessarily like him as Jack Sparrow, like, but you do still love Johnny Depp, you might want to get a pop of him. And yeah, I just think that it's a line that it might be quite hard to do because of licensing. Obviously, you need to contact that person whether it's okay to make them into pop, but I think it would be a really cool line and one that I know a lot of you guys would love. And coming in at number 7, we do have some more rock and metal bands. So you guys know I am a massive rock and metal fan. This, for example, is a metal band called Fever 333, and I don't think they're big enough to get pops. But bands like Linkin Park, I think, obviously they've got the Hybrid Theory album, but they don't have any pops of them, of obviously Chester Bennington and all of the people in Linkin Park. I think Foo Fighters would make for awesome pops. Obviously Dave Grohl being one of the most influential musicians in rock. And then bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Bring Me the Horizon, and bands like that basically. So I just think that there's not enough. There's obviously a lot of older rock bands, sort of, you know, you've got AC/DC, Metallica, but there's not a lot of like more alternative rock, so like nu metal and things like that, which are massive and definitely deserved of pops. But that one is kind of just like, you know, personal to me. I don't expect that many of you guys to agree with me on that one. But obviously this is a like, sort of like a personal list, so I did feel like I needed to add that one in there, and that's the reason. That's pretty much the reason why I didn't go into collecting the pop music sort of line, because there just wasn't enough for me. You've got Green Day pops, which have just been announced, which is really cool. You've got Blink-182, which is really nice, but there's just not enough for me to want to collect that line. So if they did start to do more, you know, these bands I do like, sort of the newer, I guess the newer like early 2000s, and then maybe the newer wave of rock and metal, then maybe I would go in and collect the pops. They did release some 21 Pilots pops, which is cool. I do like 21 Pilots, but yeah, it's just not enough for me to collect the line. So yeah, that is that. And coming in at number 6, we do have Ash and all of the, you know, Pokemon characters. Obviously there's a ton of Pokemon pops. There's like 27 million Pikachus now, but they still haven't done Ash, Brock, Misty. I think they obviously deserve a pop, and they would be awesome in a Pokemon display. So yeah, I'm not sure why Funko haven't made them yet, but they've made, like, as I said, a million Pikachus, a million of the starter Pokemons. And also, just keeping on the Pokemon line, it would be cool to see them do like the evolutions as the pop sizes. So for example, you've got the first evolution as the 4-inch pop, the second evolution as the 6-inch pop, and then the final third evolution as a 10-inch pop. Obviously this would only correlate to a few Pokemon, because not every evolution obviously grows, but a lot of them do, and I just think that would make for an awesome collection. The one that comes to mind would be, you know, Charmander, then Charmeleon, then Charizard. That would be an awesome evolution of, you know, height, and yeah, I just think that would be really cool in a Pokemon collection, and something that I think Funko should have thought about when they made the Pokemon line. There were so many things they could have done with it, and they just decided to release a million of the same character, and that is why I actually stopped collecting Pokemon pops. I'll probably eventually get the starter Pokemon again, maybe have that in a display somewhere, but yeah, I won't be completing that line at all, because it's just too much to collect. And coming in at number 5, we do have another sort of childhood film, which I think definitely deserves some pops, and we've got Ice Age. Yeah, so I'm not sure why they haven't made, you know, Sid, Scrat, Manny, and Diego. They're all very big characters in Ice Age, and there's so many cool, unique characters in there, loads of different types of animals, and obviously Scrat would be the best one with his acorn. That would be a really cool pop. So yeah, I just think I'm just really surprised why they haven't done Ice Age pops yet. So that is a big one for me. And then continuing with sort of TV and film, we do have Brooklyn Nine-Nine, one of my favourite TV shows to date. I don't think they'd make the coolest looking pops, but I just think the show deserves a line of pops. I'm not a big fan of just people pops, but you could still do some really fun things with the characters. Obviously they do a lot of the Halloween heists where they dress up as different characters and stuff, so that would be cool. Something different to implement into maybe the chases of the pops or something, or just different, kind of like what they did for Friends, where they have them dressed as different parts of the shows. Maybe they could do something like that. So that would be kind of cool for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And yeah, definitely a show that deserves a line of pops at least. So coming in at number 3 now, top 3, we've got Football Legends. Now, I know a lot of you might switch off at this point, but yeah, Football Legends I think would be really awesome. So obviously you've got the standard football pops with the clubs, so Liverpool, Arsenal, United, teams like that, but you don't have any footballing legends. So Steven Gerrard, Ronaldinho, you know, Fernando Torres, you know, icons that deserve pops. You know, R9 Ronaldo, you know, big names that I think deserve pops. And yeah, that would just be really cool. And something else I don't get with the football line is I don't know why they didn't release them as national pops, because players transfer from the clubs all the time. So why don't they just make them into international, you know, kits and stuff? Like, that's another thing they could have done. So, you know, like have, instead of releasing a Liverpool Henderson, you just release an England Henderson, things like that. But I still like the Liverpool pops and stuff. I think that's really cool. It's a line that I am trying to maybe get on the side. I'm not actively going out and getting them, but if I get them, you know, in Pop in a Box subs, then I'm happy to get them. And then coming in at number 2 in second place, we do have the Madagascar line. So I think this would be a really cool line of pops, and you could make some really awesome pops. I know they do have the penguins from the Penguins movie, but they don't actually have any Madagascar pops, which I find crazy. So I think they probably will do these eventually. So if you're watching this in the future, you know, a year down the line or something, they probably already have Madagascar pops. But yeah, I'm very surprised they don't have, you know, you can have Melman, Gloria, Alex, Marty. You know, I think they'd all make really cool pops. And yeah, you can have maybe Gloria's like a 6-inch would be pretty cool. And obviously you could have the penguins again, would be pretty nice. But yeah, another line that I think the Madagascar has quite a big following, and I think enough people do like Madagascar for it to warrant having a line of pops. There's a lot of films and shows that have pops already that I don't think, that I question whether they need pops, and Madagascar's one where I feel like enough people like it and it is good enough to warrant a line of pops. And coming in at number 1, we do have the Mario line. So obviously this is a line and a line of pops that I think everyone wants to see. Whether you kind of like Mario or not, you know it's massive. It's one of the biggest gaming franchises in the world. I think Mario is probably one of the most played games out of anyone's, you know, childhoods, and probably one of the most played games in total. And yeah, a line of Mario pops, and especially Mario Kart, would be pretty cool. Having a line of Mario Karts, because they're obviously a little bit different in their carts as well, which would make for cool, maybe like 6-inch, or you know, pop rides would be pretty nice. The Mario Kart pop ride line. And then for me personally, my favourite character is Yoshi, so I'd love a Yoshi pop just to have, you know, in the back of my gaming display. But obviously due to licensing, that's probably the only reason why Funko haven't done a Mario line, because Nintendo don't give out their licensing very easily. So yeah, that's probably the reason why. Hope you guys have enjoyed this top 10, and hopefully you agree with at least some of my top 10 and maybe some of my honorable mentions as well. Let me know what characters, franchises or TV shows that you would like to see into pops, and hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out my mystery boxes that I do sell on my website at www.grailgeek.com, and don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and the bell notification so you get notified when my videos go live, and to catch you next one.